guys, welcome to my video. This is the Driving to the Hoop Basketball Diaries. My name is Clint. I was wanting to talk today. I've been thinking about Dwight Howard earlier and where he might rank in the all-time centers list, right? So might even ask, is he a top 10 center when you look at how well-rounded he is and whatnot. But he's kind of one of the last, in my opinion, one of the last great back to the basket kind of centers, banging in the paint, not a stretch five. He's not jacking threes up and that kind of thing. He's certainly a two-dimensional player, right, where he can play on both sides of the court pretty well. He's always had that ability, especially in his prime. And comparing him as a total package, I think if you looked at it that way, he's certainly, someone that's probably a better scorer than Mutombo, and probably as good as Alonzo, right? I mean, so that's kind of some players that were more defensive-minded than some of the others maybe listed, but he was an outstanding rebounder, shot blocker. And in his prime, he kind of got some flack for, not attacking the basket maybe as much as he should have and being as aggressive. He kind of had those lackadaisical moments where he would be smiling too much, and trying to be cutesy out there a little bit, and maybe a little less intense than some of the other guys. But looking at, is he even close to Shaquille O'Neal? No. Is he close to David Robinson? Nope, not even close there, really. Ewing, you could make an argument that he's in the ballpark with Ewing, but Ewing had a couple of really high-scoring years, and Dwight kind of was like, in a way, maybe more like I said earlier, Alonzo or even a Bill Russell type player, where he was a pure center, a little undersized, still able to get up quick. He could get off the ground real quick. That was one of his big perks. And his strength, if you look at his shoulders, my God, he was built like a professional wrestler or something, and he was able to use his abilities really well, what he was given. And again, kind of got knocked a lot of times for lacking that killer instinct, that aggressiveness that players like Shaq had. Specifically, Shaq would often criticize Dwight Howard, and I don't know if that was kind of like his way of trying to fire him up, or to, maybe he was a little jealous of Dwight, because by the time Howard got to the NBA, Shaq was kind of on the backside of his career, and was definitely past his prime. So, Howard was handling his business against Shaq. So, I think there was always, and the Orlando thing, I think that made it a little bit competitive for Shaq, because that's where Dwight Howard started out, was Orlando, and that's where Shaq started out, was Orlando. So both took their teams to the finals once, which is pretty impressive for Dwight to have done that, and Shaq too, obviously. But there's other centers that you could throw in the mix, but Kareem and Wilt, those old school guys, he's not even close to them offensively. And I'm sure if he played back in the 60s, he would have probably scored more points and gotten a lot more rebounds, than he did even in his prime in the 2000s. So is he the same kind of player as Bill Walton? Or, statistically maybe, but they were two totally different players. Walton was playing on some cerebral acid trip level of basketball that no one has seen before or since, so that's kind of a tough comparison there. But I think that, and you could talk about Nate Thurman and some kind of lesser knowns, Bob Lanier, those kind of guys. I think he was better than Nate Thurman. I think he was better than Bob Lanier. Not a knock on those guys, and he obviously grew from their talents, because the previous generations is who we grow from, right? So You know, just some thoughts on it. Top 10 center, probably not. Top 15, probably so. Definitely the best center of his generation, and really the last great big man. What was it, Shaq used to call his last center the LCL or something like that, the last center in the league or something like that. And I think Dwight could probably have fit that bill, as far as like a pure center that could really dominate a game on both ends of the court. So just some thoughts. Any thoughts you have, leave a comment below, and please like my video and subscribe. Maybe list your top 10 centers of all time. I'd like to hear your thoughts, and let me know what you think.